Welcome, friends, to the supremely spectacular, superpowered Saturday morning show. Join our marvelous and mischievous miners of mirth and merriment as they battle the malicious and malevolent forces making moves to manipulate Halcyon City. Tavern Watch is proud to present the Mavericks. Last time on the Mavericks, we meet our team as they make their way towards A1 trading cards and comics. Charlie's there, people watching, making sure, well, I don't know, what do you do when you people watch? We don't know yet because we didn't get a chance to find out. The window smashes, mirrored entities start streaming into the store. There's a shriek of panic from everybody as they try to get out of the way. On their way, Alex and T.L.O.N make a break for it as they see they're coming there to defend those that can't defend themselves. You see Shrike and Vida make their way through as they're discussing what a taco is, a very important question that must be answered at some point. The team comes together and quickly makes easy work of the villains. But what's this? Shrike has a revelation that shakes them to their very core. Humiliate a old-time rival turned, well, quite a jerk, save the day, and then decide that they're going to go ahead and get some pastelitos. Join us as we enter the episode 2 of The Mavericks.
Thank you, which is, of course, Tavern Watch Plays Masks, our game of teenage superheroes. Let's just recap again real quick who everyone is playing. Joe, thank you for that wonderful starter. Who are you playing in our game?
I will be playing Alex Santa Lucia and T.L.O.N, otherwise known as Talons.
All right. Liz Harper?
I'm Charlie. Technically, my superhero name is Jade X, but I'm not much for this superhero stuff. I had to put something on the forum, and apparently people take that really seriously.
Yes, people. He just loves their paperwork. Matt Rossi?
Howdy, I'm Matt. I'm playing Arvana Nanabasu, a.k.a. Shrike. Little Marvel named me. I don't know what superhero names are exactly. I'm a little confused by this whole thing. My dad is an evil planet-conquering supervillain who has tried to invade this world at least once, and I have no idea what's going on.
I'm now picturing you having the, we're using our fake names moment from Endgame, but 100% seriously. And last but not least, Joan Albright.
I am playing Vida Moreno Perez, a.k.a. Little Marvel.
Alrighty, and we meet up with the Mavericks, fresh off their fight, having what was it they were going out for?
Pastelitos.
There you go. Gathered around a table, I assume, having a nice team meal and just discussing what just happened to them and what their next move is.
I think I would have invited everybody back to my parents' lab because, like, my parents are not exactly an unknown quantity. That I think they know the team at this point, and the team knows them. So we'll go back to the Santa Lucia lab, and it's a multi-story building. So there's a cafeteria and stuff like that. So I think we're there. It's kind of like off hours, and we can talk about what happened. As I get some mama's pastelitos.
Yeah, I believe your parents are biogeneticists. Was that?
Yeah, they are. They
scientists?
are bleeding edge biogeneticists.
Yep. So I'm sure they wanted to run a battery of tests on you, but that can wait till after dinner. Your friends look hungry. All right.
As we walk in, I look around and I notice that one of the people on the cooking staff is watching YouTube videos of people cooking extremely small meals in extremely small pans. Because that's a thing. That's really a thing, by the way. I've seen this on YouTube for real. So, yeah, he's like trying to figure out how to make really small food. And he sees us coming and he goes, "Hey, Vida, I've been working on it. I think I can do this."
My parents might have subscribed to that channel, too.
Yeah.
Your parents are watching all kinds of things now about how to make miniature things, except it's practical for them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just displays. They literally have made you a small house to live in.
Yeah, they've ordered those things where it looks like you have a little diorama in your bookcase, except it's just like a cool place for you to hang out.
Dollhouse, I navigate it with my grappling hook.
I think as we sit down, I have like a huge pile of food. Like it's like way bigger than it should be, because battle makes me use, energy, and I have to replenish it somehow. So you see another head pop out from like my shoulder, and both me and T.L.O.N are both just like shoving food down our gullets.
Does T.L.O.N have their own hand in this case? Are they like?
Yeah,
do they have like
100%.
their fork? Okay, so they're absolutely just feeding themselves. It's not like you have to feed both your heads. Okay.
Nope.
Is this weird for you guys?
Ivana does actually have to eat a lot too. For one thing, she's got various superhuman abilities, and she does need to feed them. So she's kind of eating that way too, but she feels awkward about it.
And I think mid like stuffing my face, Alex looks up at everybody as T.L.O.N keeps going and go, I'm sorry, this isn't weird for anyone, right? Like we're good? We're good? Yeah.
My great-great-grandmother's Tiamat.
Oh, sweet. And I just keep shoveling food down my throat. So what were they after? It was some sorry. Ooh. They were after some shield? What's up with
the
that?
mirror shield of Perseus Pyrite. And she goes on into some details because she's been looking it up on her smartwatch, which is like a TV screen for her.
I want to say Charlie picked up the real shield, like either to take it back to the owner or to put it back in its display after the fight. Did it feel strange? Was it super heavy, super light, super anything?
I think if anything, it was lighter than you would expect it to be. And you're kind of like, huh, well-made shield. And then you're kind of moving it. You're like, no, this is lighter than it should be for something well-made.
I think we would have also probably on the way back, I think being responsible, Alex would have probably called Aegis and told them what the target was that the invasion force or whatever they were trying to get that so that they could lock it down.
I have to call to the apartment that I technically live in and tell my foster parent that what I've been doing. So I'm also telling Aegis what's happened, except I'm telling her in a way that doesn't make any sense because I don't know what that was. Like we went to the temple of costumed people and there were simuloids attacking. I recognized that they were simuloids, but I didn't recognize that they were simuloids. And then they got blown up.
Harley is supposed to check in if she gets into any altercations, but she figures Alex is checking in with someone and Shrike is checking in with someone, so they know she's okay. And she's never going to turn down a meal, so she's chowing down contently.
So I think that'll work for the time being. But your foster parent also, Shrike's foster mom is also your parole officer. So you,
she knows,
and you are on camera. She may get a text later. I think Charlie's phone buzzes and she gets a text, and it's literally just a verbatim copy of what Shrike just said, followed by 6 question marks.
She spelled simuloid correctly.
Phonetically.
Yeah, so now Charlie's trying to untangle what this means as okay, maybe
we went to the
Temple
Temple of Super Pupil. Wasn't that what that was?
Maybe I should have called myself. That's one way to describe it. Yes, it has a name, A1 Comics and Books and Superhero Things. I glance over to Vida because she always knows the normal
It's on the
stuff.
sign.
I saw the sign. I do read your strange language, but I just assumed, they go there and offer their worship and leave with items. I don't. Shouldn't they be bringing the items to the temple, not taking items from the temple? This is the part I don't understand.
It's a transactional
They changed it. They bring
Do you
money for the items.
Do you have shopping malls in your dimension?
I look at Vida.
We have
their father's a conqueror. I don't think they pay for much.
No, I am given whatever I require.
Do you remember how we had the explanation about money?
Yeah, you tried to tell me that there used to be paper items and metal discs, which I kind of get. We had those things before Nabasu conquered the world, but then you tried to tell me that there was just not that anymore, and instead people just had machines that they would tell other people would give them things that you couldn't see. And that was the part I was a little confused about. Like, how can you not? You don't even hand them anything. You just wave your phone or your watch at them, or you push a card into things and push buttons. None of this makes sense. Like, why would you just not just give people what they need?
And at this point, Alex like looks up and just exactly. I have been saying that for years, but nobody wants to listen.
Well, it's probably too advanced for most of them.
We'll just call it barter.
But it's not bartering. But it's not bartering.
Computer money for things to put on their walls.
So this is the discussion going on while we're eating. I'm trying to not look like an absolute pig while I am eating a lot of food, almost entirely protein.
While they're having this conversation, Charlie is on her phone trying to type out an explanation of what just happened that makes some kind of sense.
I don't know if anyone notices Shrike overeating, if only because Alex and T.L.O.N are.
Oh yeah, we're picking up. We've probably gone back for like
Lobo
thirds at this point.
His share.
Yeah, it's great actually because for once no one's paying attention to me.
So
superheroes need to keep up their strength.
Exactly. I think Alex will once he's like slowing down and him and T.L.O.N are full, will just like kind of sit back, pet his stomach, and go. Right. So the shield, the way you described it, Vida, we're looking at he fought aliens. Like
so let me show you right here, and she pulls it up on her smartwatch. The article on Perseus Pyrite and the mirror shield.
Yeah, there's there are articles on Heropedia, and of course there's been documentaries about the life of Perseus Pyrite, who since has retired to become a philanthropist and just kind of a public figure in the city. But yeah, he was a hero in the what they refer to as the Silver Age of heroing in Halcyon City, kind of the second generation of heroes. Whether through coincidence or on purpose, yes, a lot of the threats that Perseus faced, despite being seemingly an ordinary man, were from outer space or from other dimensions. And he had a lot of signature weapons because he would, often pay, the people who crafted the finest gear for other heroes to craft him things that would give him even a little bit of an edge on top of his peak human training. But his most famous was his mirror shield, which he used to, as someone said, a villain once attempted to unleash a colossal space hydra, and his shield proved to be one of the only materials in the city that could withstand its breath and even deflect its blows back at it, which turned out to be its one weakness.
It was really light too.
That seems rather.
Charlie's still typing on her phone, but she just comes up with that in the middle of this.
Yeah, that seems rather poignant, though, doesn't it? I mean, Shrike, you said that these reminded you of your father's shock troops or fodder, right?
They were. No, they didn't remind me. They were Saruman. They're the metal not men in your language.
I'm just going to call them
bodies. Okay. But they were. But that mirror thing was like a disguise or something. That's not what the Saruman look like.
Alex gets serious for a second. I don't think that was an accident, right? Like mirrors refract and but mirrors refract and refocus light and energy. That's what the shield does. I'm gonna guess that's what some of the armor does too. We're odd, right? And I look at all of us, not like that. I'm sorry, but like all of our abilities are more physical focused, right? But a lot of the other heroes, a lot of the adults, they're energy based. I don't think that's an accident.
Does it say where the shield came from? Like who made it? Because I wonder if he got it from space, and these guys are here to come and take it back to where it came from.
The backstory on the shield is fuzzy. Allegedly, he sought it from a mystic craftsman in some fictional country out in the Far East that doesn't exist in our real world. And came back with it just in time to deal with this threat. But the story's changed over time.
I don't think that would be from Eritsu. My father would not have allowed a device like that to just leave the world, and he definitely would have come for it before now. During the time that we were during the first invasion, he did not initiate any attempt to reclaim it when he would have been the easiest time to do so. Like, your superheroes were all over the place fighting. There wouldn't have been anyone to stop them. But
maybe he didn't know it was here.
which I also don't think would be the case if it was created on our world. He is many things, and like I rub my jaw. I think only Charlie would actually know that. Like in the past, he used to discipline me by grabbing my face and squeezing until my jaw dislocated, and I'm like rubbing it where he used to do that as I say that.
Alex looks at you and just kind of like doesn't know what to say, but like winces a little when you describe it. So Perseus is, how long ago were they active?
Please hold. I have to remember when the setting says the Silver Age was. The Silver Age was the heroes born in the 50s and 60s, so they would have been active. He was probably
70s,
active
80s, and some of the 90s.
Yeah.
Is Perseus still alive?
Perseus Pyrite is still alive.
Do we know where they are?
Well, that
You can probably find him. He's like I said, he is a, think like if Bruce Wayne didn't hero anymore, he is a a philanthropist, a businessman. He maintains contacts in the hero community, but he does not do any superheroics himself anymore.
I know somebody who probably knows him.
Ooh, who do you know?
We should go see him.
Well, I'm going to use that influence I have over Blue Blazes. I'm literally going to cash it in through my Aegis contact.
Oh my goodness.
I want
Perfect.
I want the contact information for Perseus.
Alrighty. So, little mechanical pause for the people at home. Influence is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It means
currency.
that if you have influence over someone, it's a currency that says they care about what you say. And when you take advantage of your influence over someone, you surrender it, and you can choose. You have various effects you can do. In this case, you are basically cashing it in to get info about how to get a hold of Perseus Pyrite.
Mm-hmm. I figure he's probably right around the right age that he would have interacted with them in superhero in any way.
Yes, so he would have definitely been, if not a peer of the original Blue Blazes, definitely not long after him on the scene. And yeah, you can definitely follow that chain of command to get your to get a hold of him. So how are you doing this? How are you setting up this contact with your you have an Aegis contact, you said?
Well, I figure we would at some point, right? Like we're not there's no such thing as like unchecked superheroing. There's vigilantes, and if I remember the book correctly, and it's been a while, Aegis generally frowns upon vigilantism, and the fact that we have at least 2 members that are directly linked with Aegis, I think is not a mistake. And I also probably think my parents are a little bit tangled up with that as well. So
yeah, I'm sure your parents have done work for Aegis in the past. Maybe Special Agent Abasi is just kind of the handler for the whole team. She was already looking after 2 of you in different aspects.
Yeah, so I think I'll give Abasi a call and just be like, hey, so I need to get in contact with Perseus. We think it's related to the events that happened today.
Okay.
I say I have
Perseus.
I look at but you can probably get the information from Blue Blazes. He owes me one.
And she laughs and she says, yeah, some of that video has been going live today. You kids put on a good show out there.
Gotta make it fun for the kiddies.
Yeah, she's like, give me just a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll get a hold of Blaze. He'll probably set up an appointment. Perseus is still a busy man despite retiring, so if you guys get a chance to see him, don't miss it and don't mess this up.
Of course not.
That video have our rookie cards flying off the shelves.
She says, yeah, that's the other weird thing. I meant to tell you that we sent someone to check in with A1, and the one of the robots that was flattened before. The only thing they dislodged out of the rookie card room was someone appeared to be attempting to make off with your all's first editions. This was personal.
Yeah. Wait, I have a rookie card? What?
Well, yeah, we all do.
Of course you do.
Why would I?
Alex goes and gets his binder. Yeah, you didn't know, and he just throws it on the table.
What?
And I think everyone else is just a nice candid or an action shot or something. And Charlie's is just Charlie's is this one where you were clearly not trying to be photographed. You may have actually been trying to it's one of those ones where your hand is forward. You're trying to get the guy to quit taking a picture of you. Despite your best efforts, it looks cool as heck.
Yeah, it's got the giant X behind it, the jade. It's got jade at the bottom with the giant red X behind the picture, in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, that does look pretty cool.
Photographing
All right.
superheroes is also a superpower.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Since y'all are here, do you mind like signing them? Because that'd be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me a pen.
He gives you the tiniest pen.
Really?
Oh my God.
No, it's okay. I can do the big pen. I've been practicing.
Sweet. What? I collect things. I'm sorry. I'm sort of a, and he looks
Cute though.
really embarrassed. He's like, I'm kind of a nerd for this stuff. I'm sorry. It's okay if you don't want to.
I'm like looking at the cards. Like, do they like what's on the card besides just a picture and like my hero name? Is there anything else on it? Do they have any of my backstory here?
No, because I think your backstory is there's little bits of it that have leaked out, and I think there's I think what it is like a loose fictionalized version of your backstory with no real details. Because
Okay.
I think some of the info of exactly who Nabasu was and what exactly he wanted and where you were from is like either not widely known or
confidential,
or is actively suppressed.
Aegis doesn't want people knowing that there's an interdimensional conqueror
I think you're just like the turncoat daughter of a failed interdimensional invader is like as much as they would put about it. And of course, it's got height, weight, team affiliation as best as they can guess.
How do they know what I weigh?
They don't.
That's just what she's saying. She's looking
they guess. They guess, and they always guess to try and make it as flattering as possible.
This is certainly a thing. I don't understand any of this. You wanted me to sign it?
Yeah. Like he looks way too excited.
Oh, Lobo!
I hold up my hand and concentrate for a second, and then just
Lobo's
turn my hand
his
over.
Lobo has his own card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I'm done, my signature is just on the card. And it's actually in cuneiform because that's the language I grew up writing in. So my name is written in cuneiform on the thing. It just appears. It like raises up slightly.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
It's the first use of my power I was ever taught.
Assign your name?
Harley is like,
Yes, to gain control, you must learn to write because it is delicate. Because writing lessons are taught on clay, and you don't want to break the clay.
But cool, but weird.
Yeah, so it was a.
It makes sense. Like you have a lot of power, and I'm not going to say that the why of it is right, but like that makes sense to me. Like you're learning how to not break the clay while still exercising your power. It's control. It's learning not to go too above and beyond. And Alex just kind of like looks back at the training room that his parents put him through like at least once a week.
Thank you, Alex.
Well,
and you can tell like I was going to call you T.L.O.N, then I stopped myself and called you Alex.
And you see like T.L.O.N will pop up. I mean, and we in unison, we're both here.
Yes, but he was the one speaking to me then, and it would have been rude to address you when he was talking. Even if you are one, you are still also two.
We just kind of like look at each other and just kind of shrug, and Talon goes back in.
It's interesting that you developed that technology here as well.
Yeah. My parents, whenever you like have tried to talk with them in the past about it, have very quickly and shut down that conversation. Like they don't even like pretend to divert. They just literally look at you and go, no.
I'm not going to push that.
State secrets.
well, while all of this emotional stuff is happening, Charlie has like a scrap of notebook paper and she's like practicing how to sign her name. Like, oh, does that look cool? Does that? She does eventually sign the card.
Yeah, Alex is
that
very
makes sense.
excited.
You don't want to mess up the signature on the card. Then
Yeah.
cards
Then you have to get another one.
Yeah, no.
That'd be terrible.
And then
I'm assuming you have a stamp pad so that Lobo can put a paw print on his.
Oh, 100%. And then after everybody signs and everything, I slide them back in very gingerly into the binder, and I disappear and go in my room and put it back on its reverend place on the shelf.
While he's gone, I turned to Charlie. Was he being serious about the card thing?
I think so.
All right, so we'll round out this little thing here with one. I hate to bust in with the rules because this is so cool, but a lot of what has happened here has kind of seemed like if you look at your playbooks, you each have a set of team moves for when you share a triumphant celebration or a moment of vulnerability with someone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open up this opportunity for each. You've both kind of done both. I'll each allow you to open it up for people to make these moves with or at other people specifically if you would like to, because they're kind of designed, they kind of seem like they're designed for one-on-ones, and everybody's kind of been here. So if there's somebody your character clicked with here and you would like to make that move with them, then now is the time. We'll start with Vida.
You share a triumphant celebration with someone. Make them your love or
That's the
rival
bowl.
immediately to mention.
That's the bowl.
Oh, okay. No, I scrolled down too low. I'm like,
Yep.
wait, this doesn't look familiar. Okay, scrolling not that far. I'm not seeing it on here.
Oh, I went too far. The beacons. Then I also went too far. The beacons is when you share a triumphant celebration with someone, tell them how they're awesome and add a team to the pool.
Yeah.
If they tell you how you're awesome in return, add another one. Or if you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, ask them to confirm or deny whether you should be here. If they confirm, mark potential and give them influence over you. If they deny it, mark angry and shift one label up and one label down. Your choice.
Okay, so I can only do one of these.
You pick one or the other, unless you think that in the course of this, Vida would have done both.
I think she's in a pumping up the team mood right now, and she's gonna tell everyone how amazing that they were during that fight.
I mean, that's teamwork, right? That's why we're all together.
Yeah. You were all so impressive and so much cooler than me, and impressive and awesome. I wish I could be.
Please, never, ever wish to be like me. I cannot tell you how much more pleasant it is to be around you than it is to be me.
I love you.
You understand things that I just don't understand. Like I actually put my hand out so you can hug it, because otherwise you're, I'm like, no. When I look at you, I see actual
cool things about other places.
I know about other places from the perspective of the boot stepping on the faces of the people there. I'm not, you actually are brave.
Aw,
I
so
thought
sweet.
When I was raised to think those born without real powers are nothing, and you go fight things like my father with a dog and a watch. No, of the two of us, you are far, far more of a hero than I would ever be if I was even trying to be one. It's ridiculous.
It's like her cheeks are all pink.
Oh, well, we'll jump to Shrek next. Shrek, do you wanna make one of your team moves?
Are we? This isn't a triumphant celebration, is it? It doesn't feel like we're doing that. So I'm going to go with sharing the vulnerability, which I think I just did. So I'll say to Vida, I believe that you would defend me against people like Blue Blazes who think I'm a monster. Imagine if they knew who I really am. Would you still feel like defending me?
Of course. You're here because you wanted to be different, right? You wanted to be a hero. You absolutely belong here.
Oh, okay. It sounds like Vida says yes. You clear a condition. You shift Savior up and any other label down.
Okay, I'll clear that Afraid off. Savior's up to 2. And I guess I'll bump Mundane down again. So now Mundane's at -2.
Okay. Just remember though that if something does lower your Mundane, that will be bad for you. But right now you're feeling pretty out of the ordinary. You're feeling like a hero. Your friends have your back. Charlie or Talons, does either one of you all want to make one of your team moves?
I would like to do it. This does seem like a very low-key triumphant celebration.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely like started triumphant, and then you all started getting introspective. It's very cute. But we can say that your moment of triumphant celebration came up earlier in the when you were still signing that card for Alex.
Yeah,
that seems like the ideal moment for this one.
Exactly. I'm signing this card and I'm practicing my signature and I'm giving it back to Alex, and I'm like, do you think, is this cool? Am I cool? This looks cool, but is this okay?
You are absolutely cool, Charlie, and this is amazing.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so this is interesting because the two of you should trade influence on each other by doing this, but I believe you both already have influence over each other.
Yeah.
So each of you shifts one of the other's labels up and one of the labels down, your choice.
Oh, duh.
So Charlie, you get to move 2 of Talons' labels, and Alex gets to do it right back to you.
I should also
What?
point out that I have 2 sets of labels.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, Alex and T.L.O.N technically have 2 separate sets of labels.
I can't get as high or as low as the rest of you, but I have a combined label scheme.
Yeah, he gets
I
to
would like-
gets to combine them together.
I would give
I believe mine
Alex.
added
Yes.
So we're 5.
7 actually. You've gained a few
Oh.
from these other moves as well.
I was keeping track, but not very well. Okay. I would give Alex +1 savior and -1 freak, I think, because I just think Alex is Alex. There's nothing a little weird, but not a freak.
Okay.
All right.
And I think I'm gonna shift Charlie's savior up. And what's your danger at right now?
0. I mean, if that's what you want.
Well, what are your
go for
label?
it.
What are your
I'm good
labels
with
at right now?
anything. Danger 0, freak 0, savior was at 1, superior and mundane are both at 2.
I think I'm going to take your superior down
Oh,
because I think
okay.
in this moment, justification.
Yeah.
I think it brings you closer to the team, not further away, and so it makes you feel less. In my opinion, what we're doing, I think, puts you a little less aloof.
That's also what I roll for my big move, but okay.
I mean, freaks what I roll for my big move too.
Okay, we're messing each other up. It's gonna be fun.
It's not. This is the game. The game is about shifting the stuff, and things can shift your labels up and down in combat, and they're constantly changing. So don't worry
Also,
too much.
Also, to be fair, does anyone mess each other up quite like teens?
No,
I mean, really. And last but not least, Alex, I believe you have 2 sets of moves as a one for when it's just you and T.L.O.N, and one for when it's everyone else. So,
yeah.
but in your case, they're the same move. When you share a triumphant celebration or moment of vulnerability with someone, ask if they think either of you, will ever be individually as much of a hero as they are.
Yeah, but the question is who do I ask that to? I mean, I think it would.
That I think is up to you.
I think it would wind up being Charlie. It's because you were the out of all of us, you were a part of an actual team, whether or not you wanted to be. You are probably the closest thing to an organized hero we had before we all came together. I was just kind of on my own, and Alex looks up to you a little bit.
Because Charlie looks up to Alex because Alex came in and seemed to have this purpose to help people, and Charlie just kind of stumbled into it.
Alex is an insecure kid. He just uses his mouth to hide it.
Yeah, Alex, you don't need Talon. I'm no offense, Talon, but you're a hero of your own because you decided to go out there and help people. You decided to do it on your own. I think that's what being a hero is about. Maybe.
So that's a yes.
Decide to go out there and do it.
So I get to mark potential, and you shift my labels again.
Oh my gosh!
You could literally undo what you just did if you wanted to.
I don't know.
Like, do you have to shift labels, or is it optional?
But it's the fluid weirdness of this that's kind of exciting.
They have to shift labels. So like you could put one of
Okay,
Alex's up, and you could push one of the T.L.O.N's down, because I think in that moment you kind of did that a little. Like maybe Talon is not as dangerous as maybe we take T.L.O.N down one there and move Alex up something.
Yeah, let's take T.L.O.N down 1 danger, because she does not see T.L.O.N as dangerous. T.L.O.N's unusual, but not dangerous. And it's like, yeah, you guys are a team. You're heroes together, but you decided to be here and be heroes, and you did that, not I want to bump Savior up another one. Because Charlie really thinks that Alex has it together and has this concept of what a hero is way better than she does.
Spoilers, Alex is me. My concept of heroes is born of comic books.
Charlie has this impression that you understand this, which maybe you do through this fictional medium. Maybe she should read more comic books. Maybe that's it.
Maybe so. Let's see. And does that one? Does the joints add anything to the pool? I don't believe it does, right?
I don't think so.
That's correct. That's a lot of them do, but not all of them add team to the pool. Yeah, there's yours is more about your whether or not you and your
Symbiosis.
symbiote work with each other or independently. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that actually gives you guys a lot more team. 2 of them came off of Vida's, both because she called you guys awesome, which is an automatic one, and then somebody said it back to her, so that's another one. And then you picked up a 7th one. Yeah, it's 5 and 6, and you picked up a 7th one off of Charlie's. So good job, you guys. Isn't that cool? So eventually,
So T.L.O.N doesn't get a move?
What's that?
Didn't T.L.O.N get a move?
No, it's all mine are all together.
Yeah, they act together. They have what it is the joint for people who for the people at home is a fan made playbook. There's something like 130 fan made playbooks for Masks. Yeah, this one is the hosted.
141.
Sheesh, that's so many. Yeah, and the hosted has a slightly unusual set of team moves in that its triumphant celebration and moment of vulnerability are kind of the same, but there's one set of moves for when it's just you and your symbiote high-fiving each other by yourselves, and one for when you're with other people. It's really cool, and we'll have a link in the show notes, maybe?
I can do that.
Okay, cool. Cool. So dinner kind of, like I said, your dinner kind of starts off celebratory, and then gets kind of, y'all get kind of deep in that way that only like people who are far too in their own heads can do. I think eventually teenagers, deeply introspective adults. I think eventually everyone kind of calls it a night. You guys kind of go your separate ways. Although, Shrike, I know you're hanging out with Vida a lot. Are you actually living with Vida, or are you living with Agent Abasi at this point?
I technically live with Agent Abasi, but it's like, when your kid brings home that friend that they make, and then that friend is constantly at your house to the point where you just give up.
Yep, you're just you're the adopted other kid that they didn't actually have.
Yeah, didn't have or want, but there I am, and so they feed me, and I actually get along really well with her mom because I didn't have my mom. So
she likes to do your hair because it's easier than doing mine.
Yeah.
I also think, people know that you're powerful. We've seen you. And I think that despite your questionable history, I think Vida's mom is really happy that there's someone who can watch out for her daughter. I think she trusts you in a way that a lot of adults don't.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious where you ended up going back for the evening. But
I would probably fly back, and then therefore Vida and Lobo would be flying with me. Lobo actually, we actually let him kind of like strap onto me, and he tries to lick my face a lot while we're flying, which I'm like, no, puppy, no, you don't do that, no, not my nose. But I secretly actually love it.
He's absolutely doing that dog thing where he hangs his head out the window and lets them in, flap his ears.
In this case, everywhere. It's just all the time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys call it an evening. You're feeling maybe different about yourself. Feeling probably pretty good. You're feeling less afraid about the threat that your father represents because you've got your team at your back. And before you all know it, it's a new day. Alex, I think you wake up with a text message from. It's from a number you don't recognize. You can probably work out who it is. But it just basically says 12:30 p.m. And it gives you an address and it says lunch with Pyrite. Don't be late.
All right.
What do you do?
I respond back with the thumbs up emoji because I'm a kid.
I don't think there's a response. I don't think Strang knows exactly what to do with this. He's kids.
So it's the older Strang? Oh God!
Yeah. The original Blue Blaze was his.
He has to actually show it to his grandson and say, "What is this?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure things were not great in the Blazes HQ that night because Blue 2 is kind of a jerk, and I'm sure the others probably had to stay out of his way. I think he's so self-absorbed. There's no comforting or supporting him. He just kind of sulked his way to bed. I think the video. You guys can find the video of Talons giving the thumbs up to the camera and talking about how dumb Blue looks in this moment. And I think if you look very carefully, Orange has liked it. But yeah, so you guys have your meeting with Perseus Pyrite.
Are we all going?
Yeah, I would absolutely, like, it's all of us. It's all or nothing. So I messaged the rest of the team, and I
Charlie's
think,
going to make
Right,
an
let's
effort.
do this.
and I think I actually,
Charlie's going to make a.
go ahead.
Charlie's going to make an effort to look like presentable and like together, which she's neither of those things. But she's okay. We're doing this. We're meeting this important person, I guess.
Yeah, and what you guys don't see, because Alex doesn't do this very often with you not around, is that the transmute flesh also goes to Alex's appearance. So Alex and T.L.O.N are going through, like, they're standing in front of a full-length mirror, and they're going through different outfits. They're going, like, they're literally forming into different outfits, different complexions, different, like, hairstyles, until they settle on, like, what looks like a very smart, like, suit with a like, not a turtleneck, but like a nice high-necked t-shirt underneath, with, you know, the stereotypical Puerto Rican jewelry that all my family wears at every time we go to someplace fancy, and like the hair is like slicked back and like perfectly coiffed, and like, yeah, he's just gonna look enough different from yesterday that you all are gonna notice.
I think on the way out of your house,
That's actually funny.
your mom can't help but, like, even though your lapels are perfect because you straight them exactly, I think she can't, like, help but, like, straighten your lapels and, like, kind of slick your hair. You clean up so good these days. You'll be good, right?
I'm always good, Ma.
Okay, I worry about you. Me and your dad worry about you. You know that, right?
I know, Mama. Don't worry. I got this. We got this.
Okay, you and your little friends have a good lunch, and just take care of each other.
Yeah, and I give her a really deep hug, and I think Talon also gives her a deep hug.
I think
That's
your
a
mom
little
is
less good, but
I think your mom is, like, momentarily weirded out, but then she's like, "Okay, it's cool. It's a double hug."
in a way, they're kind of Talon's parents too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oddly
Okay.
enough, I did much the same thing, except with, you know, my weird cosmic powers instead of my parasite, because I don't have one.
Not a parasite.
When I show up, yeah. Well, you know,
Symbiote.
Symbiote.
when I show up, and actually part of this is from Vida actually helping me pick it. I've caused the sides of my head to get shaved down, and my hair is like sticking up spikily at the top, but goes like down into really long hair around the sides. And so basically, I have kind of like a punk mullet with like faux hawk shaving on both sides, and I'm wearing clothes that have like glowing bits all over them, because it's essentially it's set to athletic gear. It's what I would wear to the gym, and it has like weird gloves that go all the way down to the hand. They're like opera gloves. They're just part of the outfit, even though they're not connected to the tank top part. They're just there, and they also have weird little glowing lines in them. And I have like tattoos all over my shoulders that I didn't have before. Like, they're just there now, like, because I thought they'd look cool, so I put them on.
All right. Yeah, this suffices for looking cool. It may be gym wear back in your world, but you look really cool on Earth.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of people who wear gym wear to look cool on this Earth. So
Exactly.
I probably spent a lot of time on fitness Instagram, because I'm like, or TikTok, just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to look like.
Oh no, Vida, you've got to keep her off social media. Vida, what do you look like? We've got everybody else's fit. Tell us how you're coming to lunch dressed as you all show up outside Pyrite's manor grounds.
I've got a cute little skirt and a nice blouse, and my hair is done up in like a, not quite a bun, but almost a Sailor Moon.
Adorable.
Vida,
Yep.
I had a thought.
Oh yeah?
Do you want to be like taller?
Nah.
Okay.
I actually have nightmares about being tall sometimes. And
That's
then
good
like
to know.
nobody recognizes me because Lobo isn't with me. And okay, I got
Why
it.
would
together.
Lobo not be with you? He will never leave your side. He is your faithful, squire. Squire is the right word, isn't it? And we're walking up as we're having this conversation, so we should bump in.
Yeah, it works.
Yep.
Lobo
So
likes it. He's panting.
yes, Lobo will be allowed along because he is a certified service animal. Service animals rule.
Also, he is the goodest boy.
He is the goodest
He is
boy.
the goodest.
Yes. Okay, so Pyrite lives a little ways outside of Halcyon in one of the larger suburban, like one of the suburban outlying areas of Halcyon City. Kind of a big house on a hill. It's It's a modest-sized mansion, which is a weird sentence to say.
It's like a micro
like-
mansion.
Yeah, it's like it's big enough. It's got a gate and walls, but it doesn't have 3 sprawling wings, and there's not going to be a butler to meet you at the door.
No, it's
yeah.
they're better than big nice houses, smaller than the real mansions. I think they call them McMansions in California.
Is this a real thing? Okay.
Yeah, it is
no,
a real
absolutely.
thing. Yeah, it was
okay.
a phrase
unlocked
coined
doors
after
in-
World War II. Yeah.
Okay, he has a micro mansion then. Yeah, because he So you guys can get though you buzz yourself in the gate, and much to your surprise, Perseus himself actually answers. Hello, who's here? Are you my 12:30?
Yes, it's an honor to meet you, sir. We are your 12:30. Yes.
Oh, come
Yes,
right
we're
in.
the Mavericks.
Oh, you have a name, marvelous. Mavericks, and he kind of says it like he's trying the word on for Mavericks. I like it. It's got a good energy. Look, come on in. And there's kind of a buzzing noise, and the gate opens, and ahead of you, there's kind of a straight path through some lightly manicured lawns, and the door opens, and he is actually, he's answered his own door. He's there to meet you guys. He is a older gentleman. He's probably in. Let's see. I said they were born in the 70s. Excuse me, 50s and 60s. So he's active in the 70s and 80s. So 50s, 60s. He's in his 70s at this point, probably, but he is a young-looking 70. He's like a really buff older gentleman. Silver hair, cropped short, slicked back, wearing, I guess what you would call business casual, slacks and a polo, nice shoes, but tailored to kind of show off his physique. He's in his time, he was in peak human condition. Obviously, he's aged, but he still works out. And he's just like, "Welcome. I was just come on in, come in." And he kind of holds the door open for you all to go in.
Immediately go in.
Yeah, he will absolutely shake everybody's hands and get your name, including Vida. He kind of offers you a kind of a one finger handshake.
Lobo will also offer a paw.
Oh, he will absolutely. Everyone shakes paws with Lobo. Lobo's so cute. Lobo's team mascot. I will aside here to say, by the way, that there are moves in there. There is a mechanical rule in the Beacon playbook for if the dog will get hurt. That is not going to happen. I already resolved. I am not taking a swing at Lobo. That is terrible. Anyway, so back to the story. So he meets everybody. He's kind of repeating your names. He's memorizing them, and he leads you to a room kind of off the main hallway. It's a little dining room. Nice view of the lawn out of the windows, and a table set for everyone. He does, in fact. I guess somebody told him that you were coming with a service animal, because there is a bowl of. It's not really what you would think of as dog food. It's actually looks like they took something nice, like a steak or a hamburger or something, and actually prepared it with some vegetables for a dog. It's artisan dog food for Lobo. And for the rest of you, he has kind of a just kind of a nice spread of lunch type food, sandwiches and things like that, for everyone to partake in. And he'll kind of gesture, "Please come in, sit down," and he'll take a seat at the head of the table. And he said, "So, I didn't get a whole lot of information on why you wanted to meet with me, but I always love an opportunity to reach out to the young heroes of our city. So, tell me, what can old Perseus do for you?"
I think Alex is a little bit kind of starstruck. 'Cause I think he's got Perseus's some paraphernalia from Perseus, cards or comics or whatever. Well, sir, we thwarted an attempt at stealing one of your relics actually yesterday. The shield that you have on display at A1, they were gunning for it pretty specifically. And knowing your history, your past, it seemed targeted. And we were kind of curious if you know why somebody would go specifically after the shield, if maybe you've had any, I don't know, interdimensional rivals that you have anything that hasn't been resolved with, anything that you could tell us that might lead us in a direction, because we don't think the incident is isolated, and we don't think it'll be the last.
Kind of leans forward and he kind of rests his arms on the table and he goes, "The mirror shield, huh?" He says, "Well, I'm sure you've all heard the stories about where that shield supposedly came from. I know I've told a few in my time." He kind of looks around the room. And he kind of presses a button on the bottom of the table, and you
Get
hear
smart
kind
cone
of
of silence.
yeah, exactly. And you hear like anybody who's kind of attuned, like that background hum you hear when like TVs are on in the
Yeah.
next room. You
Noise.
realize
Yeah.
you've all been hearing that and you didn't realize it, and it just goes dim. And he says, "All right, you kids are monitored by Aegis, so I guess I can share this with you. They're the only ones who know this so far." He says that. I've told a number of yarns about that shield in the past, but the truth is that shield came from a metal that we can't identify. A strange meteorite, but no one, there was no record of it falling. It simply appeared in a park one day. He just confiscated it. And the metal within, which we still can't identify, was worked into a shield because of its reflective properties. The mirror on the shield is a perfectly functional mirror, obviously, but it's not backed with silver. It's backed with this metal, which is part of why it's so light and strong. But part of the reason I didn't really understand this, he just kept working on their quantities afterwards. And they told me that part of the reason it had its strange powers is that it was able to, how did they put it, transmute energy signatures through other dimensions. Like take the Hydra that I fought, for example. It looked, for all intents and purposes, as though I simply reflected its breath at it. It's one weakness. What actually happened was the shield absorbed it and shunted it, as it were, into a nearby dimension, and then shot it right back out at it. Reflection
That
by
sounds so
extremely
cool.
complex means. It is very cool.
The metal is silver looking, silvery.
Do I
It
do I
is.
believe this? Do I believe he's telling us the truth?
I'm not going to make you roll here because you can detect lies or truth. Yes, you can tell that the
Okay.
parts where he talked about like the stories of like the picking it up from the craftsman in the far deepest reaches of blah blah blah, like all that was fake. That was stuff that they made up as cover stories. That's why the story changes over time, so no one ever investigates it too deeply. Yes, he is absolutely telling you the truth here.
I want to do and assess the situation here.
Okay, what do you? How are you assessing?
In this case, I'm looking at him and listening to what he's saying, and then I'm thinking about the best way to put it. Is this something I know what it is from my Ursetsu, from my version of Earth? Is this something my father would have had? Like, it's not made of the same material as the Tablets of Destiny or anything like that. What is it? Is it made from those? I mean, I have no idea what this is, but I want to see if I should.
See, I won't make you roll for this. The description doesn't sound correct to be something from your world. This seems like it's maybe something that could have been used to contact your world in some fashion if someone were foolish enough to try to do that. But like, it's not like a meteorite that warped here from your home dimension and landed that way. That part may be a coincidence.
Okay.
But it does not remind you of anything from your homeworld. And he'll continue his story a little bit. And he says there was always. And he kind of shakes his head. And he said, "I can't believe he'd still be active." But are you kids familiar with the Mirror Master?
Alex probably absolutely is familiar with this, so I would assume.
Yeah, Alex is immediately familiar with it. Yep. So you can find him on Villainpedia. Of course, extremely biased version of Heropedia. Locked down for edits at all times because villains keep trying to edit their own profiles. The Mirror Master was one of Perseus's arch enemies, and it was always the comics writers love it because it was one of the ones where he couldn't just use the shield to stymie him because the Mirror Master seemingly had some of the same powers. A lot of his powers, like any good Silver Age villain, manifested around mirrors. He could create illusory copies of people or things. He could trap you in a hall of mirrors. He could summon them as barriers. And he frequently outfitted his minions in mirror armor. But he hasn't been heard from, as Perseus will tell you, in probably 10 or 15 years. I don't think anyone actually... we never caught him, but he went underground, and so that was good enough for the city. He said,
Would he dress robots up in mirror suits if he had them? Sorry, I should have said simuloids. My apologies.
Oh, that's exactly the kind of flashy nonsense that he would have gotten up to. And he says, hold on just a second. And he kind of gets up and he kind of disappears into another room for a second. And he comes back and he has a photo album. And he kind of goes flip, 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 flip. And he goes, here you go. And he sets it down in the middle of the table. And it's a newspaper clipping from about 1986. And it's him standing next to, it's not the Mirror Master himself. It's basically, the headline is Perseus captures chief henchman of Mirror Master. And he has this guy, and he looks like, imagine Judge Dredd, but his armor is entirely covered in like mirror plating. Like it is shiny, it is chrome. Yeah, it looks like that, except it's on a real person. And he says, so you can see that's exactly his aesthetic.
Did he ever use robots before?
Not that I knew. There, of course, robotic technology wasn't as advanced back when we were clashing daily, but times have changed.
Yeah, henching isn't as lucrative as it used to be.
Can your father's robots be reprogrammed?
No. Simuloids are extremely difficult to control.
Unless you have the controller, right?
Yes, the commander of whatever troop they were sent with would have a control unit because you need to control them. But
do we know what happened to the control unit from the dropship?
There were thousands of control units on the dropship.
Yeah, going back to that day, we don't know if everything that wound up staying got recovered properly by Aegis or not. Like, there, and all the confusion and anything that was happening everywhere, it's possible that maybe some of that technology got loose.
The five of you kind of all look at each other as if slowly realizing some of what might be going on here. Lobo, of course, not looking at anyone. Actually, Lobo kind of looking at everyone.
While we're talking, I just kind of reach down a hand and pet Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo loves this.
He loves it.
Lobo will remember this.
We're going to have... Okay, well, I think that answers a lot of the questions. The chief hench that you caught, sir, is he free now?
He says, I didn't really follow the trial. He may still be serving time in an Aegis lockup. Or maybe not. His name was Thurston Winthrop. A very unusual name for a hench, I know. But Thurston Winthrop. Your Aegis contact should probably be able to tell you more. What happened to him would have been a matter of public record. He went through the public justice system.
Well, I think that is incredibly helpful, sir. I cannot thank you enough for your time.
Well, thank you. And may I just say, it is marvelous to see young heroes like yourself taking up, as much as I hate to have that we left any fights unfought, it's marvelous to see such heroes like yourself stepping up to carry on the good fight.
Can you sign his things that have your face on them? Alex, he has many things that
Alex is no, literally, and just head in hands, faces red.
Vida's helping pull him out of the bag. Yeah, he's got this one. Oh, and this comic.
I'm sorry,
Alex, I'm gonna let you make a choice here. Do you think you need to roll to take a powerful blow?
I kind of think this is a powerful blow emotionally, because literally, I grew up on a steady diet, a steady stream of heroes and wanting to be one and wanting to do the right thing. So I think I'm gonna have to roll here.
So this is a 2d6 plus conditions marked, and you want to roll low on this one.
Yeah, I don't have conditions marked, so that's fine. 6.
Well, that's what you want.
Okay.
On a miss, you stand strong, mark potential as normal, and say how you weather the blow as your friends out you as a giant hero nerd to this hero idol of yours.
I think at this moment, Alex has to flee. I think he just gets up. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so absolutely, and just starts walking for the door, head down, shoulders up,
Did we get any of his memorabilia out of his bag before?
Yeah, like he would have he left it, like it's there, but like he's and as he's walking away, Talons,
I'll just open the bag and take this stuff out.
Yeah, Talon's like, I don't understand. This is what you want. Not like this. Not like this. Come on, man. We talked about this. It's called embarrassment.
I don't know what that was, but he does really respect you, and it would mean a great deal to him if you could write your name on his things.
Perseus just kind of laughs it off, and he says, "I get it. It's I've had my number of starstruck fans in the past. I get it." And he kind of pulls a nice pen out of his pocket and signs his card elegantly, tucks it away, and he says, "I hope that will suffice to overcome whatever momentary social disability this young man has had."
Apparently, I'm bad at everything involving people, but nevertheless, thank you.
He kind of pats your hand. He says,
Thank you so
"You're
much,
new.
Mr.
You'll get
Pyrite.
there." Well, thank you. I'm glad to have had Joan. Is there anything else I can do for you all while I'm here?
I think you helped us quite a lot, really.
Yes, you did more than we expected.
Charlie herself is actually surprisingly a little starstruck. Like, it surprises her. It's like this guy came and answered the door himself, and he's like talked to them instead of sending like a secretary to brush them off. She's actually she herself is surprised that she's impressed with this guy.
He's rich, but he's not a jerk. It's very weird. But that's the power of fiction. That's the power of fiction, everyone. All right. We'll let you guys catch up with Alex, and then you all can.
When we get there, I hand him his signed card.
As you come outside,
he wrote his name on the card.
Yeah, as you guys come outside, you see like T.L.O.N has like formed a physical like body like that's still attached to Alex, but like the two of them are like very animatedly like talking back and forth to each other, and like T.L.O.N's literally trying to talk him down, like trying to understand like, why is this a bad thing? You wanted this. This is a hero from the Silver. You love the Silver Age.
This is exactly what I said to Vida, that you wanted this, that you liked him, so we should get. Why are you not liking this? I have the card in my hand.
He very, very carefully takes the card and like puts it in like the protector and like tucks it away. And then just like, I don't know if I can explain it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We should go beat things up. I'm really good at beating things up. We should go beat things up.
Okay.
He's actually kind of cool. Could you maybe recommend some comics to read? I mean, I haven't really. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah, and as we're moving away,
he was quite fit.
Yeah, as we're walking away, like it'll be like one of those things where like it fades to black as we're like walking into the next scene where like I'm explaining like maybe a little bit reluctantly at first, but then getting a little more excited like which comics to read and like which books to that which are total garbage and which ones are actually like good.
Which ones are your favorite adventures?
And I think the next scene opens up with us calling our handler.
Yep, you found Alex's sleeper agent activation phrase, and he is telling you all the comics now. I think for this, you guys can meet in person with Agent Abasi.
I have to go home anyway. I haven't been home in like 3 days.
Oh no!
She insists I come home, even though I know she's on the phone with Vida's mom constantly. I know she's checking up on me, but nevertheless, I need to go home. So if you want to come with.
All right, Matt, tell us what Agent Abasi looks like as you guys arrive back at your all shared residence. She's
like from Algiers originally, so dark skinned. Her hair is white, like straight up. She's in her 60s now. Most people would have retired. She's just retired from field work because she has like a 36-year career as a completely unpowered agent who just survived everything, like in alien invasions, supervillain attacks, superheroes going rogue because of mind control. You name it, she has been there and seen it. She was an Olympic level judo. Yeah, she was like an Olympic level judoka. She speaks like dozens of languages. She's the person that, like, she's actually lived through stuff that they make movies about and is constantly correcting them. Like, no, that's terrible. That didn't happen. She's like a force of nature, except that now she's also constantly nagging me that I have to eat right. and that I should go out and hang out with my friends, and I don't have to be training all the time, and I don't have to be in the gym all the time, and my powers are great, but I should have a life, and it's kind of really annoying me because it's like she wants to tell me what to do and take care of me. Like I don't mind it from Vida's mom because Vida's mom is just very good at it. Agent Abasi is absolutely terrible at it. She has no idea how to be a mom. But she really wants to help me. She probably really wants to help Charlie too, and then Charlie doesn't want to deal with her either. So she's constantly a little bit on edge.
But I think Alex has met Abasi a few times.
Oh yeah, probably a few times.
Probably gets along way too well with Agent Abasi. Like he's that one friend that like super into your parent type thing. Like because
I could see it. Yeah, I could absolutely see it.
We've all had that kind of friend, I think. Yep. Okay, so you guys follow. You follow Shrike home, and Agent Abasi is there, and she has different levels of greeting for everyone. I don't know if she would have met Vida in person, but she's very pleased to meet you. And then Charlie and Shrike, she's just kind of like, y'all aren't getting up y'all aren't up to any trouble, I assume. How was your how was your all's? You had your meeting with Pyrite, right? You didn't.
Yes.
Tell me you didn't stand him up. Okay, thank you.
We saw him today.
He signed things.
Yes, he signed Alex's card.
Alex gets a little red in the face again.
And
he just kind of side-eyes you, but doesn't say anything.
Charlie thinks he was cool. I was impressed by how his physique is pretty spry for a non-powered man in his 80s. It looks like he works out continuously.
Okay, that's all lovely. Did he have anything to say about yesterday's situation?
Oh, right. We want a guy named Throgmorton. Was that his name?
Alex pulls out the notebook that he wrote everything down in. He kind of looks, and I assume that this is a secure location as per the Aegis guidelines, and we are safe to speak freely, yes?
Of course.
All right, so we think that they were targeting the shield because it's made out of that very specific metal or alloy that you had found. It seemed that they were dressed up like the Mirror Master's minions, and we were curious while he hasn't been seen in 15 years, we know that Thurston Warthorpe, his first or in command, his chief minion or henchman, was actually apprehended and taken into custody. Do we know if he is still in custody or has he been out on parole?
She says, give me just a second. And she kind of pulls up her phone.
And while you're at it, if he is still in custody, has he had any visitors or contact recently that might be notable?
Okay.
Like you guys are seeing like a completely serious Alex at this point. Like the jokester is set aside for right now.
She says, yeah, he's been out for about 5 years. Got out a little early for good behavior. Last we heard, he was living down in the docks district. Had a job on a loading and unloading the larger ships that come down there. I could give you his address. You kids you're not gonna just immediately go beat him up, I assume.
Talk first. Beat up is always a secondary thing.
Okay, you're good.
Really.
Surveillance seems in order.
Well, an additional question maybe that I don't know if you or Aegis is willing to answer, and I completely understand. I'm assuming that the meteorite was not an isolated thing.
She kind of sighs and she says, well, it was just the one, but it was larger. And she kind of snaps her phone shut. She says, the sample we needed that Mr. Pyrite donated a large amount of money to Aegis's public operations in exchange for, was less than the full amount. There was obviously a great deal left over for Aegis to experiment on. Let's say a non-zero amount of that material went missing in the hands of a disgruntled Aegis employee who felt he was being overlooked for promotions due to corruption in the higher ranks, whether proven or not. Rather than solving his case the right way, he quit and took this metal with him, and you may know him as the Mirror Master. So he is fully aware of, he has always been fully aware of what that metal can do, and of course made Pyrite, his archenemy, on several occasions. But as you've already said, Pyrite captured his chief henchman, and we have not heard from the Mirror Master himself in quite some time.
One last question then, and again, maybe this is something you can't or won't answer, and I can again. Did any of the control boxes from the invasion go missing as well?
That is strictly classified as an investigation that is still ongoing.
I'll take that as a nondescript yes. Do we?
She winks.
Does Aegis have a way to track the signature of the metal?
She says, yes, should be able to get a hold of that for you. Just don't take it near A1. Obviously, the original will set it off and completely stop the signal. But
I wink. I wink when I say yes, the original.
Yeah, but it can. Yes, I should be able to. And she says, "Are any of you capable of tracking energy signatures natively, or do we need to get you an actual device?"
I can.
Okay.
Gadgets are cool.
But Vida would like a device, preferably a small one.
She kind of goes over.
Superheroes here.
Real superhero. So she kind of goes over to us. She says, "Well, redundant measures never hurt." And so she's going to pull this thing. She can open a drawer on her desk, and she has this stack of things that honestly just look like Star Trek tricorders. And she's looking at something from a database in her hand, and she kind of punches a set of numbers into it, and then hands it to. Well, actually, she kind of sets it on Lobo's back in front of Vida, and then she'll show the numbers to you. I don't know if they'll mean anything to you, Shrek. She says, "This is the resonant frequency of the meteorite material. It should help you track it again, as long as you don't get near the prime source at A1, which is large enough to throw off all tracking. Any other occurrences of this metal, either that device that your young friend is carrying, or your innate ability, should be able to hunt it down."
I'll write down the number.
Is the original safe?
Yes, after yesterday's occurrence, after the occurrence at A1, knowing that it was a targeted object of interest, Aegis has taken it under into our protective custody and replaced it with a extremely convincing replacement. Keep that under your hats for now. We'll return the original when we're sure it's safe to do so.
How are we supposed to keep the detector away from it if we don't know where the real one is?
Because, and I look at everybody. We're not going to be searching for the Mirror Master at
Aegis HQ is a known quantity. She kind of taps her nose. She says, "You're smart kids. You'll figure it out."
I look at everybody.
Okay, yeah.
I guess time to suit up.
We have to.
I turn to Alice. Can I have my armor back now?
Yeah, it seems like you might need it. So she'll kind of bring it to you, and she brings you your armor, and she says, "Just remember, bring this back home. Don't conquer any worlds, young lady."
I don't even want to. Conquest is the last thing on my mind.
And I think at this moment, when Shrike is getting armored up or whatever, and not paying attention, Alex will hand a dossier report of all the good things Shrike has been doing to Agent Abasi. Here's the breakdown. Here's everything that's been done. Here's the good actions. Here's the current level of understanding of humanity. Blah blah blah. A full thing, and just kind of looks at the rest of you and just kind of puts a finger up to his lips.
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention.
Nope.
We won't mention the vending machine.
That thing didn't have it. It kept the chocolate rations from me.
To be fair, I mean, and I kind of to be fair, T.L.O.N's kind of done the same thing a couple times. When it's hungry, it's hungry.
Exactly. T.L.O.N understands me.
Well, T.L.O.N can sneak in there when the machine doesn't take his coins.
I could have done that if I thought of it.
And I think it's time, as everybody's getting suited up, I think I'll suit up as well. And I'm going to look very much like the reboot of Connor Young's Darkhawk armor with the black and reds and the visor and stuff like that. It's a little more solid looking after seeing Shrike's armored. Okay, maybe a little less skin suit, a little more physical armor would be in order.
Yeah, you probably still have a nasty sunburn on your back from blocking a bunch of lasers with nothing but really a flesh shield on the clothes on your back.
Okay, fine. I'll wear a costume, whatever.
Do you actually have a costume? I know you
I mean-
hated your old costume in the Blazes.
Yes, it was a whole color coordinated thing that she was required to wear. I think she does have a costume. She just doesn't why do you? But it's probably a pretty plain black jumpsuit, and it is actually, maybe a little armored, like a tiny bit armored or padded or something. But it helps keep her out of sight, which is her usual thing.
And I think also at this moment, Alex will reach into his backpack, and there was a plain paper bag wrapped type thing that he had in there when you guys were going through his stuff, and he hands it to Charlie. And as Charlie unwraps it, it's a punk rock battle vest with a giant red X on the back of it, and it is jade green with a bunch of cool spikes and whatever on it. And he just goes, kind of whatever. If maybe you wanted to not look like the Blazes because they're kind of jerks, you could maybe do your own thing and kind of, be rad.
Charlie is just staring at it, and she
and
just
then
jumps and hugs Alex. She's a bear hug on Alex. I don't know if Alex is bigger than I am or Charlie is. I don't know.
Oh, he's
She's
5.
just
He's 5'3" and weighs nothing.
Hug she's probably never hugged any of you people before, but this is. She doesn't quite know how to deal with this gesture, but so this is what she's doing. That's it. And then she'll put it on over her jumpsuit.
T.L.O.N's head will pop out and be like, I don't understand. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? What just happened?
She's not crying. She's definitely not crying. It's fine. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's whatever.
Is that kind of a good spot to end issue 2, you guys think?
Yeah, I think so. Take us out.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And so with our heroes suited up for battle and knowing that they're hot on the trail of either the Mirror Master or someone who's certainly aping his gimmick, there's still mysteries to be solved, but now there's also bad guys' faces to be punched. Next issue on The Mavericks.
Blizzard Watch is made possible due to the generous contributions at patreon.com/BlizzardWatch. Your continued support means that this podcast site and community is able to thrive and grow. Blizzard Watch supporters enjoy exclusive benefits like early access to our podcast, a better chance at having your questions answered on our podcast with a queue, and an ads-free site experience. Thank you for joining us this week, friends. We'll catch you next time.